mentioned, Cashfree Payments, it's a company that specializes in banking solutions payments, received the RBI approval to operate as a payments aggregator cross-border nearly a year after they had issued the circular on the regulation of these entities. Let's connect with Reeju Datta. He's a co-founder of Cashfree Payments, who joins in with the implications of this move. Thank you so much for taking time out. So how has obtaining this license now from the RBI impacted your overall transaction volumes? What does it mean for the company?
I think the license opens the door for a lot of to create an ecosystem of innovation in cross-border commerce and set the platform for future growth in cross-border commerce that we will see. It allows an entity like us to help Indian exporters, freelancers sell globally, right, and expand their business beyond borders everywhere. And it also allows us to work. It also allows us to work with foreign entities, global companies, global brands looking to sell in India and be a part of the Indian market and collect payments from Indian customers using payment methods such as UPI, net banking, RuPay, and so on. Right. So that is the opportunity. It's still early days, right? But we expect cross-border payments to grow tremendously on the back of this license, which has come out now.
So can you just give us a little more perspective as to what this means in terms of the strategic benefits for Cashfree now on the back of this license?
Right. So till date, I think payment aggregators were largely doing domestic payments, which means payments for businesses in India operating within India. But now, if you are a business in India who is an exporter, which is you're selling goods or services outside in any countries, or if you're even a freelancer looking to sell your services outside, or say you're working with platforms outside, and receiving your remittances from abroad for the services you provide. Let's say you could be a seller on a marketplace, right? So those kind of payments can be processed by PA cross-border. I think the PACV license defines the kind of norms and regulations and compliances for onboarding such merchants and working with them. I think the focus for cross-border payments, going ahead, is going to be, bringing down the cost of the transaction, increasing the speed of payments, right, and making it easier for businesses to comply with the regulations, right, reducing the cost of compliance, right, and taking that burden away from them. So that is the direction where we see cross-border payments, where we see a lot of scope for improvement in cross-border payments. And in addition to exporters, right, what it opens the door for imports as well, which means, as I said, right, if you're a global brand looking to sell in India, or it allows a cross-border payment aggregator to specifically work with regulated entities, financial service providers, which would again look to collect payments from India locally through, let's say, UPI and other methods. So those are the kind of use cases that we see happening. But overall, yeah, it's a great development for us and the industry.
Right. And how many transactions are you processing annually in terms of volume growth? You're looking at netting in $80 billion. What's the timeline and what's making you confident?
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that is the plan. I think we're looking to hit that number by this year, around 80 billion of payment volume. And the idea is to grow both volume and revenues 100% year on year. That has been the focus. I think it's a strong, the market is, really growing fast. I think we all know that digital payments and a lot of new businesses are getting created in India, and most of them are looking for online payments. And almost 40-45% of them sign up with us, on a monthly basis. And then hence we see, close to 50,000 businesses signing up with us every month, and who we kind of put through our onboarding diligence. Right. So those are like tremendous numbers, which we have seen growing year on year for the last 5 or 6 years, as we have moved along. Right. So yeah, so the idea is to grow 100% and then hit transaction payment volumes in excess of $80 billion this year.
So how much worth of transactions are you processing per month, and what's the timeline when it comes to your profitability?
Right. So yeah, I think from a profitable. So as I said, right, like 80 billion is the number that we are looking at. Right. Profitably, again, I think the focus is on again execution right now. I mean, we are looking to become profitable during this financial year, and that's pretty much where we are headed. I think it's still early days, just quarter one, but I think things seem to be on track, I would say. Yeah.
And give us a sense as to what kind of traction you're seeing for Flowise since the launch. What kind of total processing volume do you enjoy here?
Right. Yeah. So flow-wise, I think is very interesting. Again, a very good response. So I think what we're seeing is a lot of businesses are hitting as they grow. They're hitting the revenue marks of 50 lakhs, 1 crore, and at that range, a lot of them want to work with more than one payment aggregator. And Flowise, that's where Flowise comes in, right? I think you can very seamlessly manage more than one payment aggregator and really reduce your cost of operations, right? I think that's where really Flowise comes in. And I think we've seen very quick growth. I think a lot of mid-sized and large startups that have signed up very quickly, right? In and I think a significant portion of the payment gateway volume, like close to around 30%, is already being routed to Flowise, in a very short period of time. Right, we've been. I think the focus when we start off does not really be revenues. I think when we launch a new product, we kind of focus on tinkering and getting the product market fit absolutely right. And the focus is on adoption, number of merchants that we are working with, the payment volumes that we're processing. But that said, I think we're looking at Flowise and other products, to contribute, 25 to 30% of our revenues, within the next 2 to 3 years.
And you've also been investing a lot in new products. Can you tell us about how much that will contribute to your total revenues and what's the long-term game plan?
Sure. Yeah, so I think in addition to Flowise, I think another place where we are seeing strong traction is our product called Risk Shield, which helps businesses with fraud monitoring, right, and onboarding related compliances as well. So as you all know, I think fraud is a problem today. So there are two themes there. One is fraud and digital payments, and then second, the often asked question is how do you leverage AI, technology like AI and machine learning and financial services, right? So that's where Shield comes in. Fraud is a big problem, and you can really use AI and machine learning to, kind of get see results that were not seen before, right? So I think we're getting a strong interest from companies, financial institutions, both large, small, regulated, unregulated, and internet businesses, that have faced fraud. I mean, the moment businesses hit a certain scale, right, everyone encounters a significant fraud. So it's a big problem in the market, and that's where Risk Shield is something that is again, is something that we are seeing. Right, people have onboarding KYC related problems, monitoring related problems, right? So those are some things, and right, and non-payment products. I think 30% is where we want to be, right? As I said.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.